Plumbing. It's a dirty job, but somebody's got to do it. And thanks to NTC's apprenticeship program, you can do it for a lot of money. It's Bryce's last year in the program, and he says he hopes to go on to have a successful career in plumbing when he graduates. Live in the newsroom, Jimmy Sadowski, News 9. WAOW. Snow will be here before you know it, and you'll be seeing plows like these out on the street. But before that happens, you'll have a chance to name all of them. Mayor Wiesa tells me the plows' names are going to be released on November 13th. In Stevens Point, Jimmy Sadowski, News 9, WAOW. Across the state and here in Wausau, people are pulling out all the stops on Saturday to honor and to give the best possible salute to our armed forces. A sentiment shared by many of the vets I spoke with is, take time to acknowledge and listen to our nation's heroes. Not just today, but year-round. In studio, Jimmy Sadowski, News 9, WAOW. Here at Shepherd and Schaller Sporting, they're all geared up for the holiday shopping season, and in order to keep up with the changing shopping habits of customers, they're offering sales both in person and online. These are just a few of many stores that'll be offering deals this holiday shopping season. For info on more stores, go on our website, www.waow.com. In Wausau, Jimmy Sadowski, News 9, WAOW. Every kid on Christmas deserves presents, but if families can't afford it, hundreds of Connexus Credit Union employees came together on Tuesday to make sure countless families all over central Wisconsin get these homemade stuffed animals and some homemade blankets. The Ronald McDonald House on Aspires are actually picking up presents right after the event ends, and anything left over, Connexus Credit Union is going to make sure families get from now till mid-December. In Rothschild, Jimmy Sadowski, News 9, WAOW. It's not every day that Wausau gets a direct line to the White House, but today, President Joe Biden's senior advisor is here in town, taking a look at how Wausau is getting lead and PFAS out of her water. The day kicked off with Wausau Mayor Katie Rosenberg, White House Senior Advisor Tom Perez, and others touring the Wausau Water Treatment Plant. Mayor Rosenberg says she wants to take things a step further, tackling both PFAS and lead in people's water pipes. She's taking part in the Biden administration's Get the Lead Out initiative and aims to remove 8,000 lead pipes in Wausau, starting with the Tao family's home off South 12th Avenue. It's something Perez says the city should be very proud of.
The family that lives here has 2 grandchildren that are visiting here all the time, and I want to make sure every time they open that tap, they're drinking something that doesn't have any PFAS, doesn't have any lead, and that's what this is all about.
The Tao family has lived here for 46 years and can now look forward to clean, lead-free drinking water. Mayor Rosenberg also said that along with lead pipes, lead paint in people's houses is something she wants to see better addressed. Officials hope what the Tao celebrated is something that can be learned from, and maybe even use Wausau's blueprint to help the rest of the country. In Wausau, Jimmy Sadowski, News 9, WAOW. Thanksgiving's just hours away, but volunteers here at Wausau's First Presbyterian Church have been hard at work since 5 a.m., getting all the food ready for tomorrow's feast. The Friends Thanksgiving dinner has been going on for over 50 years, and it brings together people from all different walks of life. 43 turkeys will get cooked and carved Wednesday, and that's in addition to all the other fixings made throughout the week. People of all ages were at work on turkeys Wednesday morning, and Alexandra and her sister Talia said helping out at the church means carrying on their family's legacy.
We hear all the old stories of my dad and his buddies doing it in their heyday, and it's really great to kind of carry on that idea that we have the ability to come out and help others, and so we do it for us, we do it for the community, and it's something that we're really proud of.
If you can't make it out to the church, volunteers also deliver as well, with over 600 people going with that route this year. Dinner kicks off at 2 p.m. tomorrow, and it's completely free, so if you feel like coming on by, having a quick bite, or just need somewhere to go, volunteers say stop on by. Live in Wausau, Jimmy Sadowski, News 9, WAOW.
You hear about stuff like this happening, and it's hard to imagine until you see it, like, so close.
That's one of the many reactions from people who witnessed a fire destroy 2 downtown Tomahawk businesses on Thursday. Thanks for joining us. I'm Melissa Langben. Shortly after the flames were out, people from all over rushed in to help. News 9's Jimmy Sadowski caught up with locals earlier and is joining us with what's needed and where.
Nachos, Century 21, and the apartments above it were a complete loss in Thursday's fire. But as quickly as the fire destroyed those buildings, this community is working on building the victims of the fire back up. Following the fire, Nacho's is the only thing still standing, and even then, just barely. The interior suffering heavy smoke and fire damage. Thankfully, everybody got out safe. Ken Lusty is a barista at What's Brewin', a coffee shop next to Nacho's, and he saw the fire on his way into work. He's thankful they were separated between Nacho's patio space.
So we were honestly really lucky that it didn't hit us, and I think a lot of the other businesses are lucky it didn't hit us, because I think if it had hit us, it might have gone all the way down the block, because every building from us down is connected.
Tomahawk's a pretty tight-knit community. Shortly after the fire Thursday, people of Tomahawk, and even as far out as Illinois, were doing everything and anything they could to help the fire's victims. At this point, so many clothes and food items have been donated that Nacho, who's housing the other displaced families, had to say hold off because their garage is full. Money's the best thing to donate now.
So right now, like the gift cards and things that, that they could use right now to fill the pantry or get gas or what have you, chamber bucks, gift cards, gift certificates, and cash are really what's going to help sustain them right now.
Aid for Andrea from Century 21 came in almost an instant, too.
Andrea, Best Way, Century 21 Best Way Realty actually had 2 or 3 different offers of office space probably before the embers cooled.
There are 11 donation sites all around Tomahawk. For more information, Sherry says to check out the Chamber of Commerce's Facebook for the latest on what's needed and where. I did talk with Nacho today. Although he wouldn't go on camera, he says there's a lot of work that still needs to be done to recoup from what was lost in the fire. There's a Venmo set up for the families who lived above the restaurant, and we'll have that posted on our website, WAOW.com. In Tomahawk, Jimmy Sadowski, News 9, WAOW. Hundreds of people have showed out today for some free venison burgers at the Tomahawk Venison Feed, and I've never actually had venison before, but Amy here has grilled me up some pretty good venison burgers. Amy, tell me about it quick.
So all the venison is donated from area residents here in the Tomahawk area, taken down to Geist Meats, where they make the patties for us, and then we grill them up on the grill and give them to you to enjoy.
Everybody showed out for the venison feed, from law enforcement to local hunters. And if you're like me and haven't tried venison before, give it a shot. Delicious. One woman who comes from a family of hunters was in the same boat as a first-time venison burger eater. And what were her thoughts?
I like venison. I don't love it, but I did actually like the burger.
And for a DNR official, hunting is far more than a seasonal pastime.
I have been hunting since before I could actually carry a gun, going out. I love being outside. I love knowing where my meat comes from. It's almost like an extension of the holiday season where we all get together.
She's part of Hunt Safe Wisconsin and hunts herself. She says follow 4 steps and you're golden.
Treat every firearm as if it's loaded. Always point your muzzle in a safe direction. Be certain of your target, what's before it and beyond it, and keep your finger off the trigger until you're ready to shoot.
You might be wondering what the perfect time to get a deer is. And John, who came all the way from Milwaukee and has a 4:30 a.m. wake-up, thinks he's got it.
Between 10 and 2. I don't think deer are much different than we are sometimes. They don't necessarily want to be up when it's cold.
This is a tradition like no other, and regardless of if they get a buck or not tomorrow, every hunter I spoke to today told me they're revved up and ready to go. In Tomahawk, Jimmy Sadowski, News 9, WAOW. It's been more than 70 years since the Korean War, and the last time 2 brothers in arms saw each other. But a Wisconsin writer helped set the stage for a reunion here in Ringgold, decades in the making. Burt Rickle from Wausau and Joe Barna from Freeland, Pennsylvania, are both veterans of Baker Company 1st Marines during the Korean War. They fought together in the Battle of Bunker Hill and met briefly after Joe, flamethrower in tow, dove into Burt's foxhole to take cover.
He shot that flamethrower, and flames were just rolling down that hill all over. And after he had run out of gas, and he gets up and he runs.
The flamethrower part was something Joe didn't really sign up for.
I never thought I'd get a flamethrower. I went over there. I dropped my M1 there, and he said, "Here's your weapon, buddy. Here it is."
Burt said the average lifetime of a machine gunner in Korea was 3 to 5 minutes, so when Joe left the foxhole to fall back, he thought he'd never see him again. Until now, over Zoom.
And you said, "Can I get in your hole?" And I said, "Yeah, jump in here." And then you shot off that flamethrower on me. Remember that?
Yeah, I guess I did.
All this reconnecting was thanks to Ryan Wolkowski, who's been meeting and documenting Korean War vets the last 2 years. Ryan had already been talking to Bert, whose great-nephew is his friend, and that's when...
And along the way, they must have showed you that video of Joe talking about Bunker Hill. And he said, hey, that guy hopped in my foxhole. Well, then I got them together on the phone, and all the details lined up right down to the same unit.
And the two soldiers got to reunite at Cluck's Callan Saloon to talk about that moment, along with another vet, Frank English, who Ryan's talked to that fought in the same area. Korea vets often refer to theirs as the Forgotten War, but Bert and Joe tell me they're happy that what they did in Bunker Hill was not forgotten and was remembered today. In Ringgold, Jimmy Sadowski, News 9, WAOW.